Hello there everyone, welcome back to another Game Ruler video. I hope you really enjoy fan noise because my computer is totally shitting itself. Today I'm going to be talking about Highlander. I'm going to be showing off the Highlander deck that I used on Moose Stream, which was like a week ago now I think, at the time of this recording, which I think was really good. I'm just stupid. But if you didn't watch that, I'm going to leave a link to my highlight in the description, which there has links to the full stream and all the other stuff there. But you know, the main Highlander stuff is in that video. But obviously do check out Moose channel and that VOD. Anyway, enough pissing around, let's get started with this deck profile, because it's actually going to take quite a while, because there are, of course, a lot of distinct cards. So obviously the ruler is Highlander. So let's go ahead and set that out of the way, and let's get started. So the first card here is Zoltar. I'm essentially just going to go through each one and say why I run it, which I think is like the only thing that, you know, because there's 50 different cards. So I'm running this because big stat's good, and I can also creation summon into it. I'm running this because this is one of the best cards in the game. It's incredible defensively, it's incredible offensively. You basically always want to see it. It's always a good result. And that's kind of true for any of these threes. Same thing here. This is like, generally seeing a 3 is just a good thing. Because, you know, that's your high roll. This, again, not quite as good as the other 3s, but fundamentally it has breakthrough. It's got 7 attacks, so it'll hit everything, and if you do Genesis summon it, you'll get a heal. Galak, because me go face. Sudden Black Hole. Now this is a card that typically I tend not to run, but it's good enough, and I have the deck space and the level space to justify it. And when I do see it, it's going to go Uga Booga Raigeki. I think that's the card. Your opponent's board is gone, and that's going to set your opponent back big time. Like, more often than not, like, especially against Apprentice or something, like, that's really big. This level of, like, you know, just destroying stuff is really strong. Good card is good. Malevolous Prime, this is, again, in here, and sort of, again, like, I'm running Crown Lord stuff, but I'm not expecting to see it. The idea is just anything I see for me to go like, okay, cool. So if I see a Malevolous Prime, I go, okay, cool, I have some disruption. Okay, cool, I have a big defender. Okay, cool, I can, like, you know, it's just good. Worst case, this is a 7 attack 5/2. Like, that's the absolute worst case. I'll just burn both soul, pop something for 4, swing into it with 3. You know, that's good. Now, speaking of Crime Lords, I of course run Badman's because the Badman's Malevolous combo is fantastic. This will make you immune to things like Zap Zap Zap, destroying your board, and you know, your center getting Hellkonged away or something with buff damage, or just any sort of damage dealing destruction, which is really, really nice on that Malevolous. This is a value 0. This is the best familiar in the game. This is a value 0. 5 defense on a 0 is crazy. Like, you chuck this in center, your opponent's probably going to have to burn 2 attacks into it. I think this doesn't really need any explanation. Cracked. Oh, and also, you know, recycling itself in Highlander, really valuable, because if I can do this multiple times in a game, stonks. Value 2, incredibly high value 2. So there's actually a ruling on this card. I don't know if you saw my Yo Imagine Front review, which I did not know at the time of recording that, where basically you can activate an instant in response to this overdrive, resolve the instant, and still resolve this overdrive. It'll still count as proccing, which is pretty nuts. So this is much better than I thought it was, and it's just generally like really good value. And here I have the deck space, just run that one off, and you run kind of enough janky cards that trading in like a 0 in terms of value or something is like totally worth it. Just go, even if you just like drive this on another unit, as long as that unit's not something super cracked, you can just go, alright, trade out, pop anything, and play this. 5/2/2, pretty good stats, and of course obstacle. No explanation needed. Best card in Apprentice, best card in Drive decks. Value 2. Value 0, really good target to pop with Kamigakari. It's probably potentially going to generate you extra stuff. It's also a warrior, so sometimes you'll drive this plus Shiori and you can make a 2. But you know. Value 0. Amazing with Shiori, because if you get this in discard and then you get Shiori, that's 4 strike worth stats and you make a board from nothing, which is really, really nice. And of course you can creation summon it away into something big. This is really strong. being able to just give +2 attack and intercept, it transforms so many of your units, like especially because I'm prioritizing stats in this, because that's how you want to win. You want to just get a lot of value. So this is suddenly turning like almost everything into something really threatening. Like even my zeros will suddenly be having like 4, 5, 6, even 7 attack on a Joe, and just completely nuke anything that attacks into them. Plus this on like a Gashadokuro or something in center. Ah, cracked. Best reduce in the game, like most versatile. Value 1, value 1. This to recycle my really good counters. Value 1, incredible value 1 by the way. Value 1. This is really good and just helping extend, let you do more things, get more value, basically play more cards. This again, rarely getting off the overdrive, usually won't go against something with fields, but when you do, this is great, and otherwise it's just a 5-1-1 with obstacle, which is, just nice. Hydra Familiar, another familiar, just want to make that creation summon a little bit more consistent. Value 0. Value 0 here, so Yobiko, can I just undo that? I can, stonks. So Yobiko here is value because it's a top check like Aburuma, whereas this is value because it's 2-strike. Same as like Yukina Pini. It's also a warrior military, which is good attributes. Space Mimic. A lot of the time, your opponent will forget this card exists, and sometimes they'll just pop something. Sometimes I'll pop your back row, and it will happen to be a Space Mimic, and they'll go, fuck me. Especially when it's because it's 1 in 50, it'll make them really salty, which is great. And obviously, outside of that, the second they see that in one game, they're going to be shitting themselves for popping any of your sets any game after that. So it's nice. It's a nice psychological warfare tool. Flying Shield, super underrated card. Very versatile, very strong. Will cock your opponent a lot. Etherfield, amazing null. 4/3/1s are cracked on 0. Do not sleep on the power of these stats. Very, 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 very strong. Captain Omega, the more I play this card, the more convinced I become that it's one of the best, if not it's one of the best legends right now. 5/5/3, really solid stats, 3-strike, very threatening. Pop any unit, it's just really good. Mag is of course Mag. Watch the highlight. Zap is of course Zap. Haunting because, we take what we can get. I'd run more if I could. Photon Torpedo, popping sets is nice and burning is also nice. Crime Nauts to help have some element of consistency. Art of Purification, all size purification rather. This is nice, just again because popping sets is just good value. Mikage, I said it in my Imagine Front review, one of the most underrated cards in the game, in Imagine, certainly in the game, probably. Popping centers is really, really strong. Blaster Cannon, potential removal, or just burn, so it's just good to hit whenever you hit it. Dispel, again, same as All Size Purification, but kind of better, because here you can flip it to null, or when you counter check it, it pops, so it's just a super strong card. Absolute Barrier, and again, another null, you kind of have to run as many as you can. Monster Wolverine, this is a big reason why I run Volnar for access to these kind of things. This is like, if you hit it before your opponent's ruler attacks, or like before their big crit thing attacks, like this can reduce a lot more damage than just the counter. This can potentially be like a heal 4, essentially, like if you check this, and then you chuck it in center, and then your opponent's ruler is the last thing left to attack, and suddenly like, oh, okay, well they just lost out on 3 more damage. Potentially heal 5 if it's a Galak, super good. Purification Right, again, we're just looking for zero cost counters at this point, but this is nice, helps out Zap to protect your whole board, and generally, sometimes you'll hit this on a counter and it'll act as like a heal 4 or something, like again, just blocking your opponent off, it's just nice. Sudden Wormhole, so those of you who probably don't know what this card does, you change the target of an attack to a different line, so that can be really good in either essentially reducing damage, or like cooking your opponent's attack pattern and screwing with them. So this is quite nice. Also, when you hit it on the counter, resting an enemy unit, usually won't be the best. Like usually this will whiff, but when it hits, it'll hit big, and that's really good. Same kind of reason as the last card. So Ed here again, we're looking for 0 cost counters, and the removal here can sometimes be good. This will of course be much better once we start getting the set 2 stuff. I don't know if you've seen that video. Check that video out as well. But there's some cool stuff coming. And then finally, Milky Way Coast Guard to round out the list. This is the counter here to rest an enemy unit is quite nice, again, when it goes off. And other than that, it's just a 0. We were pretty tight for space at this point, and I was just kind of running what I could. But, you know, military future men, good stats. I see this retaining value moving into the future as the future men status, as future men trait becomes more and more fleshed out. That is it for the deck profile. So, my sort of impressions of Highlander. I think it's really good. I think people are sleeping on it big time. Like, give it a go. It's really fun. It's stronger than you would think. There's fundamentally having access to such a wide card pool is really good. And come set 2, Highlander's going to be even better. And I cannot wait to see how strong it is once we get all of these reveals. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you did, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Links in the description, cards in the top right hand corner. And I will see you guys next time. Cheers.